Into thy hands I commit my spirit. Do me a favor, look at somebody, tell them, don't get it twisted. This seventh saying of Jesus from the cross is one I struggle with and don't fully understand. Part of the reason I struggle is that it's seemingly unnecessary to say these words. He has just uttered the words of closure and said, it is finished. And when Jesus says it is finished, he means it is finished. The work has been done, the price has been paid, the assignment has been completed, the veil has been torn, salvation has been wrought. It is finished. And beloved, sometimes when something is over, there's really no need to say anything else. Because sometimes there's nothing has to be said. When you tell me you're through with me and we don't want to do this no more, it's finished and ain't nothing left to say. When you tell me that you've done wrong and you don't even want to apologize, trust me, it's finished and I ain't got nothing else to say. When I find out I can't trust you, it's finished and I ain't got nothing else to say. And I can't understand why after it is finished, Jesus, with the agony it takes to speak, still decides to utter these words, Father, into thy hands I commit my spirit. And I would suggest to you, my brothers and my sisters, that the reason Jesus utters these unnecessary words is that in his last act of dying, he teaches us how to live. That these words are meant to instruct us on how we got to live every now and then. Remember, if you will, the conversation with Pilate, that Pilate looks at Jesus and says, listen, you better watch your mouth when you talk to me, because I've got the ability to kill you at my will. Jesus looks back at Pilate and says, brother, don't get it twisted. You cannot take my life. I will lay it down when I'm good and ready to lay it down. That nobody kills me, I'm still in control. And when Jesus utters this seventh word from the cross, he's letting everybody know, listen, it may be finished, but I ain't dying until I decide I'm ready to die. If I die after it is finished, it looks like Pilate was in control. It looks like death came, claimed, and conquered my life. So I got to exert my authority in this last moment and declare that I ain't giving up the ghost until I'm good and ready to give up the ghost. That I'm not going to die until I decide I'm ready to die, because can't nobody take from me what I've got authority over in my own circumstance. Can I shout you real quick? You've got to learn to do that, because every now and then the enemy will raise up a Pilate in your life who tries to exercise unauthorized authority over your life. Somebody that starts smelling themselves and think they can tell you what to do. Somebody with a little bit of job, a little bit of power, a little bit of a title, and they think when they say jump, you're supposed to say how high. But this word gives me permission to let you know you may pay me, but you don't own me. You may love me, but you can't put your hands on me. You may supervise me, but you can't talk to me any old way you want. I am taking back authority. Every now and then you've got to reclaim the authority in your life. I'm so glad Jesus said these words, because it gives me permission to confront some folk who think they are in control. Because there are some folk who think that just because you go to church and you carry a Bible and you sing Amazing Grace, that they can treat you any old way they want. They can talk to you anyway. They can treat you anyway. But Jesus gives me authority to say, I'm not going to allow you to treat me like that. He makes a decision. I'm going to put this in God's hands. That's some good advice for somebody today. Put it in God's hands. Notice that Jesus has his hands nailed to the cross. and the hands that open blinded eyes, the hands that raised the dead, the hands that healed the sick are now incapable of doing anything else. And Jesus realizes that when my hands are tied, God's hands are still able. That when I run out of options, God still got some stuff up his sleeve. That when I don't know what to do, God is still able to do exceedingly and abundantly above all that I ask. He puts it in God's hands because he knows I've seen these hands at work before. These hands made a way in the Red Sea. These hands squeezed water out of a rock. These hands guided the children of Israel in the wilderness. And I'm just looking for somebody on Friday who knows I've seen God's hands at work. I've seen him make a way out of no way. I've seen him bless me when I didn't deserve it. I've seen him heal my body. Is there anybody here that has seen the hands of God at work? Touch somebody and tell them, put it in his hands. I got to leave y'all, but I want you to know my youngest son was born 3 months premature. He was born 2 pounds and lived in an incubator for 3 months in his life. When I went to visit my son, the first time I held him was not in my arms, but they took that 2-pound baby boy that was about this big, and they said, stretch out your hand. And I put my hand out, and they took this little baby and put him in my hand. And when I held him in my hand, I decided no demon in hell, nothing would ever hurt my son. Goodbye, Southern, but put it in God's hands. And God will, yes, he will. God will take care of you. Put it in his hand. All in his hand. I put it all in his hand. This and that. This and that. I put it all. I put it all